Hello and welcome to another episode of Ask the Wizard, Coaching and Mentoring After Dark. I'm your host, Russ Leteau, aka Ask the Wizard. Good late night evening for a Monday, June 12th. I'm your host, Russ Leteau, and this is another edition of Ask the Wizard After Dark. Talking about everything metaphysical. There are no questions that are off topic, and there is nothing that is taboo. I trust you all had a good weekend, ready to start off the week. So often we've been conditioned to simply accept whatever life gives us. To clarify, we've been conditioned to accept whatever our current physical circumstances tell us we should accept. And one of the things I've realized, and I've been doing this, been on this journey for now, coming up 13 years, is, I'm not saying we should be self-indulgent. What I have learned is the universe will give us exactly what we choose to expect from it. I've heard the universe on several occasions say to me, using my vernacular now, basically call me out. What do you want? What do you really, really want? Because so often, and as always, with my sessions, often coaching sessions, mentoring sessions, Source Wisdom shows up. When Source Wisdom shows up, I do my best to translate it for you all. I have found that when Source speaks, it's usually pretty handy to listen. And Source would say, it is said to me, and I'm saying it to you, what do you really, really want? So often, you are waiting for me. This is Source speaking now. You are waiting for me to tell you what you want. That is not my role. My role is not to tell you what you deserve, what you want. You see, because there is nothing that I can give you, because I've already given it all. Before you entered this physical experience that you call life, I gave you everything. And you took that inheritance with you into this physical experience that you call life. But you have it all. It is all there in trust, waiting for you to call upon it. But I need you to call upon it. I need you to say, this is what I choose. This is what I expect. This is who I am. And I know, and so often when you hear this in your mind, you're thinking, well, who am I? Who am I to go to the universe, to Source, and demand or command the things. Who am I? Well, you see, that's just the issue. Who are you? You see, I know who you are. Interestingly enough, you knew who you were before you chose to forget and enter into this physical experience that you call life. And that's perfect, because that's how it's designed to be. You see, if you knew that within you was everything that you're looking for, where would be the fun in that? You see, the fun, the exhilaration, the glory is in discovery. The glory is flowing through the challenges and basking in those riches that have been stored up for you. But you see, if you knew you already had them, there'd be no point in entering this physical experience that you call life. So often, you're waiting for me to tell you what to do, for me to tell you who you are, for me to tell you what you deserve and what you don't deserve. I would say to you, you tell me. You're waiting for my lead. I am waiting for yours. Are you looking for prosperity in your life that shows up in what is called finances in this physical world? Then claim it. You decide. What do you want? You set that expectation, you stake your claim, and you hold on to it. And you prove your sincerity and your resolve that this is what you choose. You say, this is what I choose. I come boldly in the presence of the universe and say, this is who I am. This is what I choose. And I stand upon it. And I will settle for nothing less. I do not ask you to come to me crawling across the floor and begging for crumbs. I ask that you come to me boldly. Speak to me boldly and say, this is who I am. And I will settle for nothing less. I will hold on to that expectation. What is your expectation for health and wellness in your personal life? What is your expectation for relationships? What do you really want? Not what you think you deserve, not what your history has told you, not what society has told you, but what do you really want? Be bold. Be bold. Do you have a message? Do you have a mission? Is there something that your heart just yearns to do? Then choose it. Set that expectation. Come boldly in my presence and say, this is who I am. This is what I choose. And when you do that, know this, that you will often be tested in your resolve. Not because I am deciding whether you will pass or fail this test. And if you pass, you receive it. If you fail, you don't. The reason that you are tested is so that you can prove to yourself that you really, really want it. And when I test you, and I will, you get to decide. Now, that doesn't mean that there isn't a process, a refining. You see, when you stand in that, and I see your resolve, then the wheels start to move. And then you will start to see things change. You will start to notice things you never noticed before. Opportunities will present themselves to you. Opportunities for growth, opportunities for refining, opportunities for healing. The whole machine, the creative flow, starts to move literally heaven and earth to align itself to your resolute expectation. Now, it doesn't mean that we refuse any physical experience that doesn't meet that expectation. But what it means, this is me talking as the wizard here, what it means is that you don't settle for it. There is a growing and a refining process. And so, at least initially, you may set those expectations and your physical world doesn't immediately align. That's okay. I'm not saying we don't accept those. But what we do is we don't settle for those. So here's the difference. You set your expectation and you still are immersed in experiences that don't meet that expectation. Accept those experiences, but don't settle or let go of that higher level expectation and say to yourself, I guess this is what's right for me. My expectations were too grandiose, too high, so I need to settle for less. We accept less for the interim, but we do not settle for less. Be bold. Be resolved. Stand your ground. Come boldly into the presence of Source and say, this is who I am. This is what I want. This has been another episode of Ask the Wizard After Dark, where there's just you and me. What are your questions? What are your comments? What keeps you up at night? What do you think about in the morning after you wake up? What worries you? What frustrates you? What angers you? Let me know. Let's talk. It's just you and me. You can find me on Twitter at Russ Littau, RUSSLITTAU. Facebook, first name, last name to find my profile. Our website is healingcenter.ca. Center is spelled CENTER.ca. Send me your comments. Send me your questions. Send me your wonderings. And I'll reply to them in an upcoming show. It can be anonymous. But this show is designed for Source wisdom to present itself through me and to you. Thanks for listening. This is Russ Littau, a.k.a. Ask the Wizard, and this has been Ask the Wizard After Dark.